Hello and welcome to the program Insight on Voice of Nigeria. Insight is a program where we extract issues and talk about analysis and issues from different angles and different parts of the society. Talk about youth development. We talk about agriculture. Talk about economy. A lot of things in this magazine. So today we have someone special. We are all special, but this is a young man who has decided to create an impact on the society, and he's a crusader for it. He's a specialty in different areas of his life. But he is here in the studio with me, and we're glad to have him on Voice of Nigeria. He is a digital entrepreneur, educator, and founder of Holy Digits 101 Global, a fast growing powerhouse in Africa's Web3 and digital innovation ecosystem. He currently serves as African Network Operations and Communications Lead at XINI 8. That is Zini 8. That's what it's called, where he drives the expansion of a groundbreaking decentralized media infrastructure and also that connects creators, investors, and audiences, enabling transparent funding, on-chain ownership, and global distribution of film and media content. So he's an author, he has a book. So you see, this is one man that he has been doing a lot of things for young people, make an impact on the society. And we have him here with us. His name is Pendar Emmanuel Eyogene. I hope I got that right.
Yeah,
I got it
Ryogene.
right.
Yes, of course.
Eyogene.
Yes.
It's great to have you here on
Thank you so
Voice of
much.
Nigeria. It's
Thank
good
you
to
so
have you here.
much. Thank you
So
so
my name
much.
is Charles Oba, and we are on to a journey. We're going to extract these issues. Please do stay tuned, stay back and listen. Penda Emmanuel, like I said, is a Web3 guru, and he's going to start from there. I would want him to start from there, our esteemed listeners. He's going to explain a lot of things for us. So, Penda, what
Yeah.
is Web3? For the layman on the street, for the first time listener, for someone who is listening to us
Yeah.
from different part of the world, our listener from around the world, explain what is Web3.
Okay. I'm just going to give a simple example, like you said, for a layman. All right. So Web3 is simply just removing the middleman of barrier, or like removing a fence that is giving a gap between you and I. Let's say there's a fence here, and then for me to reach out to you, I have to break through the fence. So Web3 remove the fence and it connect me with you directly without any barriers.
So there's no middleman.
Yes, not middleman.
Okay. So with what you do at Holy Digits, give us an example or give us an overview briefly. What do you guys really do?
Okay. Of course, Web3 is very vast. It has to do with cryptocurrency, decentralization, blockchain, and the like. But the likes of Holy Digits 101, we decided to focus on the educational aspect of Web3 because a lot of people, they don't understand the concept of decentralization. So what we do, we visit the schools, the institutes, particularly the schools, and we connect them to the global economy and the global network.
Okay, so but you're like one kind of you're a young man that you have this large portfolio. You've had different programs. Can you tell us what have you done over the years?
Wow, my personal story, it's really long, but I've
Yeah,
tried.
just give us an abridged
Yeah,
version, no
yeah.
problem.
Okay, it all started when I was in school, and I have a serious passion for me wanting to help a lot of people, not just in their financial state, but in the open mind, because I studied philosophy. All right,
Okay,
so
that's interesting.
I wanted to make sure that I impact people through what I already know, which is cryptocurrency. As at the time, it's called cryptocurrency, but with the vast knowledge how fast the thing is growing, the word decentralization that comes in. So I thought to myself, I need to make sure people understand what truly cryptocurrency actually represents. All right. So that was what drive me to this place.
Okay, so but we work with what we've known or what we know about you. You've been able to go to many schools. You've had different collaborations with agencies and organizations. Have they really accepted this, or are they still trying to? What is it like?
Okay. First of all, it's very difficult to get to a point whereby people, the traditional sense of schools and teachers in Nigeria want to accept. what you do as long as it has to do with cryptocurrency. Because anybody that hears the word crypto is like scam or no, not a scam. All right, but it's become easier when they started seeing the collaboration between companies outside of the country in different countries like Germany, USA, Malta, in the UK, and of course in Canada. So it's become so easier for them to okay. I saw that okay, this is taking us to a global stage. So it's just like connecting someone, a child in a school in maybe Louisiana in the US, and then the child is connected to a child in Gwagwalada in Abuja. So they saw the opportunity in that. They're like, okay, we can work with this.
Okay. So have they started?
Of
Are
course,
they doing?
of course, of
Do you,
course.
are you seeing the evidence?
Yes, the evidence is there.
It's doing well. Okay,
It's there.
I
Yeah.
believe you. I believe. So now, looking at the different aspects of the society, how do we bring in this technology? How do we bring in this innovation
Hmm.
to really to help young people because it keeps evolving.
Yeah.
So how do you think we need to bring this into our society so that it will really, be part of our daily life?
Yeah. Let me go back a bit. Long time ago, before educational institute coming to Nigeria,
Mm.
I believe it was so difficult for them to accept it, right? And the only way you could do that is go to the grassroots,
Okay.
the children, the young people,
Okay.
right? And you can't just come up with an idea. For example, if you are not used to education and I come up with technical stuff, you might not really understand.
Mm.
But by the time I train up my own child,
Okay.
of course, the Bible said train up a child the way it should go, right? So we decided to bring this innovation to the schools first, because if you're bringing that to the school, it means you're securing the future. You're certain that this child is going to grow into this innovation and you're also going to expand it to other children as well.
So how has the government helped in this? Do you think they are going to accept this?
Of
Because
course.
the best thing is to, you know, I believe they could put it into the curriculum
Yes.
for teachers. Is there anything like that? Because
Yes, we started.
I think you've said something like that in
Yes,
one of
yes,
our discussions that
yes.
you. So
So
elaborate on that, please.
the best way
Mm.
for this to work is actually creating a structural curriculum for the
Okay.
schools or for the teachers.
Okay.
And one of the problem we found out in schools, 70% of the schools in Nigeria, both the private schools and even the government schools, they don't even have a website. That's crazy. They don't have a website,
Okay.
right? And more than 70% of the schools, when you go to, of course, they teach computer science, you find out that there are just few computers or not even up to three in the classroom. So the
Okay.
children just learn theories. We're talking about computer here.
Okay.
So just like well, you're giving me biological course, a biology course, and then there's nothing in the lab. All right. So the best way to do this is to give them the curriculum, not just give them the curriculum, you give them the tools. And for us to give them those tools, we don't provide the tools. So what Holy Digital One does, we collaborate with global economy or global companies that have the tools. We're able to provide them for the kids so that they
Okay.
can learn and also build.
Okay. So agriculture is a key component in Nigeria's economy. In
Yeah.
fact, it's a very vital component.
Yeah.
So how do you think Web3 would enable agriculture, especially for young Nigerians?
Very simple.
Yeah.
First of all, more than 60% of the rice we eat in Nigeria come from India.
Okay.
Okay, right?
Okay.
And of course, we don't like
Is
Nigerians.
it that Nigerians do not produce?
We produce, but not
Yeah.
as much as.
So we import more than we
Yes,
produce. Is
we
that what you're
import.
saying?
Yes, exactly.
Is this a fact
Yes,
or
it is a fact. You can go check it out. And
yeah, we should check the source? Or we should.
of course, the sources are
Okay.
there.
Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead.
All right. So what we're doing, we will be able to partner with a company called the Solar Roof or LifePort.
Okay.
Now, this LifePort will enable every household in Nigeria to be able to produce any kind of food, be it apple, be it of course Nigeria don't produce apple. I had it produced in Jos, but not as in large
But we have
quantities.
strawberries now.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
but you can't produce strawberry everywhere.
Yeah. That's
You
true.
have to
That's
condition
true.
the soil, all
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
So it's just like when you have was a fish pond in your backyard. Some people do that in Nigeria. Now
Mm.
we are working with the scientists who can make it a very convenient way to build it in your house, and then you can produce any kind of food. And now the only way we could do this is not just to bring the technology, right? Is to create a curriculum around this scientific invention, like a textbook, like you have your physics textbook. And when we create this, we're able to provide these textbooks to schools so they can train their kids and the young people. Like in China, children already know how to use ketchup. As like it's a compulsory course there. But in Nigeria, of course, if you want to learn how to use SketchUp to do architectural design, you have to pay a lot of money after maybe your studies, or your maybe you come from classes and then you look for external way to learn these skills. So if the educational system can implement this, of which we are trying to do now, right, and the government can put a hand in this, the Nigeria Institute or the Educational Institute will change for good.
Let's go to Nigerian youth. We've been talking about we've been talking about the Nigerian youth and all of that.
Yeah.
We have a generation that they're just looking at issues around, and some are perplexed, some want answers, some are
Yeah.
asking questions that they've not gotten answers.
Yeah.
So, as a young man who has caught a niche, you have something doing for yourself and you're well established. What's your advice to these young ones who are losing hope, and some who are thinking, okay, I'm the leader of tomorrow, and
Yeah.
tomorrow is already here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not yet there? What do I do? So, what's your advice to these ones?
My advice is simple. First of all, Nigerians, we are very talented. We have the zeal, we have the manpower, we have the skills. It's not to ever give up on themselves, because the West, the global world, they are looking up to us. They know that we have the skills, we have the zeal. The only thing we don't have is actually the tools. So if they can stay for themselves consistently and build those skills around themselves, the global community will come rushing at them. Like what Holy Digits 101 is doing now. Every single company outside of Nigeria, even within Nigeria, are looking up to us as we speak. So that is a hope for every single young Nigerian. And in Holy Digits 101, you can come and build whatever you want to build, be it agriculture, be it scientific invention, anything you're doing. We just simply connect you to people that cares about that skill
Globally.
globally. That is
Okay.
what Web3 represents.
Okay, so what are your contacts so that people who are listening, your website, your X handle, can you just in a few
Okay.
seconds?
You can visit holydays101.com, of course. And also for those people that I didn't talk about the media very well. Now, we all know that there are a lot, like I said, Nigerians and talented, especially the young people. You see it in the skits, you see it in music, right? But the funny thing is, the funny thing about Web 2, we call it Web 2,
Yes,
centralized, right?
centralized, yeah.
So is that the people up there, the top guys, musicians, artists, they don't really look down.
Yeah.
They only look up. So you have to struggle to get to that place. All right. So what Web3 do or does is that it's do not just look around the up. He comes down and it connects you to the ones at the top. When we had our event in University of Abuja, I was connected to someone like JC Jazz, Ice Prince and the likes without having to pay a dime. That was possible because of the connection I have with my global audience.
So with Web3, you can build connection without going through bureaucracies, bottlenecks.
Exactly.
You have access.
Exactly.
So, dear listener, Web3 creates access for you. So Pendar is here preaching the crusade, going around preaching the gospel of Web3. So that's what we call it right now.
Exactly.
Gospel of Web3. So now there's a war in the Middle East, like Israel-US war with Iran, and we have young people. We have our listeners over there. We have people in North Africa who may be listening to us right now, and they're in a war-torn area. What can Web3 do for these people? How can they use it as a succor to create new life for themselves? How can Web3 and possibly other technologies that could be involved? People are now using drones to fight.
Yeah.
So now what are other things that they can do adding to Web3 to help them, because those guys are going through a lot.
Okay. Web3 is like a solution to every single problem. The Middle East, the US, between Israel, it's not exempted. And one thing we know, that war is a very devastating thing, and people don't play like they are not happy for war, right? So the solution to the people that are there, which is the ordinary people, is to actually have access to the global community, right? People can create, for example, in the media industry, such as my partners in the IT, right? They can also create a contact around their vicinity, that this is what we're going through. So if that can be tied to the global community, aside from the propagandist, right, then there's a solution to that context. So people can create an NFT from that and to help the rural communities that are there. When you create an NFT with that kind of context, seeing that a lot of people are dying through maybe
Mm,
a flying bullet or a
mm,
flying bomb hitting
mm,
them, people can contribute to create a token, a utility token, all right,
mm.
to help those people in that place, either live there or create a shelter for them.
Let me come back to Nigeria before going back again to North Africa or elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I read there is e-naira. No, no, not e-naira. There's this cryptocurrency naira that is backed up by naira as a
Mm-hmm.
fiat
It's
currency.
like the e-naira.
Is it? He's not. I don't know what it's called, but recently someone was telling me that it's connected to Solana or something like. Do we do we have in the nearest future?
Mm-hmm.
What's the future like
Okay.
for cryptocurrency in Nigeria? Because there's a dip going on, even though recently BTC started coming up,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the crypto that drags other coins
Yeah.
up and down and all of that. So, what's the future like for Nigerians, Nigerian youths, and cryptocurrency?
Mm-hmm.
What's it like?
Currently, like in the world right now, Nigerians are the highest adopters of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, it is not like 100% recognized by the government. Currently, as of yesterday, the Ghana government actually authorized the trading of cryptocurrency, right? Now, the government might not fully take cryptocurrency now, right? But as they see, the moment they start seeing reward impartation, when you know what I mean by reward impartation,
Mm.
through what we're doing in Holy Digital or other people, right? Like creating agriculture for the ordinary people, creating education for people to build, the government will not have choice but to key in because they know that this is a solution to every single Nigeria.
So back to the Middle East, and it is going to be our final take and final, possibly final second to the last question.
Yeah.
So they're talking about NFTs and how young persons or young people in that area of the world could use those
Yeah.
to help their lives and to find succor and solace in this time of war torn zones. So there is this thing about uh, uh, are there other technologies apart from having the NFC? Are there other things that you could tell them? Because now you have the agriculture sector there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not thriving anymore. The economy is crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? Do you have any other solution for them? Do you
Yeah.
have any suggestion? Do you
In terms of,
so, yeah.
yes, it's in the middle is like
Yes.
desert around
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes.
I have a current project that I do work with, right? It's
Mm.
called Treegen. They
Okay.
plant trees, mango trees, like greens around, even in the desert. So these are technologies that could help the likes of the Middle East. All right. So it's not limited, even in the agriculture. And then I was talking about the life pod. They could create, yeah, an air conditioner, like for example, now currently the heat are currently facing heat.
Mm.
So there's a scientific invention that could be done or train people in the Middle East so they could create this cooling air system from bubbles, like you call them, bubbles from soap, and then you bubble them. These bubbles can literally create an environment that is very cold in a desert, actually. So this is another solutions to people in the Middle East as well.
Okay. Final question. Do you have any message to Nigerian government for do you
My
have
message,
any?
my message to the Nigerian government is, of course, there's no other thing I can say but beg the government to at least give us the face, give us the opportunity to excel. Like people grant because there are people that build these things, but some of them lack the funding to be able to actualize these inventions, right? So we beg the government to open hands for the Nigerian youth who focused on building people's life and also building the economy. Because when you see a young person who decided not to go into fraud, but decided to build something that will impact life, you should look at the person and take him seriously. So this is what I'm asking from the government.
The stereotype on Nigerians that most young Nigerians that they are into fraud.
Mhm.
Do you do you have anything to say about that?
Of course,
The
Nigerians,
global stereotype,
yeah,
no.
like you said, you just call it a stereotype, which
Mm,
is true
yeah.
because Nigerians, are very loud on everything, actually, including scamming and fraud. Right. So if you check statistics, we are actually not the highest when it comes to scamming. The likes of the Indians are there, the Pakistans are there, even in China, Japan, they are topping Nigeria actually as we speak. But because we are so loud, so it spreads faster. So when you see something on Instagram, everybody, oh, this guy, you understand. So the stereotype should be reduced. Nigerians should stop lauding everything that it spoils our names. In fact, even sometimes affect some of us, because when you get to have a partner with a company in Japan, and then they see that, oh, or in the US, or they see that, oh, you're in Nigeria, and they're like, come on, I can't do this with you, right? But some of us have been able to navigate through the system whereby we have people that can vouch for us and say, okay, no, this guy, he's not the type of person that you're claiming him to be. Right. So that is the only way Nigerians could escape the stereotype of, oh, we are the highest scammers. No, 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 no. We are not.
All right, dear listener, you're listening to the program Insight. We'll be speaking to Pendar Emmanuel Erogene. He's a digital entrepreneur, educator, and founder of Holy Digits 101 Global. We said it's a fast growing powerhouse in Africa's Web3 and digital innovation ecosystem. It's great to have you.
Thank you so
We've
much.
had a lot of talks with Pendar Emmanuel, and we hope to have him back one other day, some other day, to
Mm-hmm.
speak on various issues concerning the youth and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us on Voice of Nigeria. We're great to have
I'm
you.
honored. I'm honored.
I we've I hope the listeners you've enjoyed staying in this place. It's been Charles Oba on this interview with Pendar Emmanuel. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.